Okay. Hello. Hi, chat. Can y'all hear us? I think so.
What's up, shat? What's up, shat?
We're not calling them
shit. What's up, shat?
We're not calling them shat, Donovan. We're not doing that.
We don't hate our audience that much.
Shat?
Okay, now let's not get too far. I do hate our audience.
I see it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, chat. Welcome to another cast of pods. We're
Oh my god.
we're joined once again by my good friend co-host Ecto Donovan Spasm.
I don't think I've been on in like 2 or 3 episodes, so hi!
Hi! You guys should go check out the new death battle he might have researched for. Who knows?
Yeah, I worked on that one. I did that. I made Godzilla.
He made it. So if you have any problems with it, go to him. Go to him.
Oh no!
Don actually made Godzilla.
Yeah.
Don did invent Godzilla. He invented the idea of Godzilla.
Yep.
He gave birth to Hulk.
Hey, speaking of, we're not speaking of Godzilla, but moving on.
Giving birth.
No.
What?
No. Anyway, hi, Stripe, back again on another podcast.
It's me, Stripe, of Squid Variety. Ben 10 is cool, and I like him.
I thought you were just gonna leave it at Ben 10.
And of course, we're joined by my good friend Nero, researcher and editor.
I didn't research for Death Battle though. I
But he-
researched for
Good
For the
friend,
show.
researcher, editor, huge High Five Ghost fan.
No,
Yeah,
Nero's
that's
actually
true.
a researcher for NASA scientists. Nero actually built the Apollo 13 space shuttle.
True.
Nero invented NASA.
guilty as
Yeah,
charged.
that's what the N and the A in NASA stand for is Nero.
Anyway,
Radical.
today we're talking about Ben 10, the goat of Cartoon Network, versus kind of a new face, kind of an unfamiliar face to most people, I'd imagine. We're doing Ben 10 versus Gokai Silver from Super Sentai. Now, Donovan, you're the main one who knows these characters. Do you want to explain the matchup?
TLDR. Oh, yeah. What's up?
I just said I only know one of them, so yeah, go, my good buddy.
Oh, TLDR. Human characters meet aliens. They got transforming devices that let them turn into a bunch of different superhero forms. They team up with aliens. They fight aliens. They're like the epitome of what a superhero can be, and they're also big, huge fucking dorks.
Ooh. Okay.
Epic.
So I know Ecto had a few things they wanted to go into. I don't know if we should start off with an introduction to Guy, or if we should start off with like a...
Yeah, let's introduce the characters first.
Okay. Yeah, well, Ben's probably the more simple one, so we can start with him. Stripe the Squid, who is Benjamin Tennyson?
Well, Benjamin Kirby Tennyson was just a normal kid on a road trip with his grandpa and cousin, expecting a normal, boring summer. However, his new life truly started when an alien device did what it did, stuck itself upon his wrist for secrets that it hid. Now he has superpowers. He's an ordinary kid. He's Ben 10, the leader of the Omnitrix, the strongest weapon in the multiverse, who lets him transform into 10 different aliens. Do you think it's a billion more? And throughout this classic CN series, he needs to use this alien force to fight off any ultimate alien that threatens the world with creativity and wit, becoming the hero of heroes all across the Omniverse. Race against time.
You snuck in the titles.
Oh yeah, that was sick, dude.
That was pretty good. What? Give me some basic like aliens he can transform into. Like what are some basic ones?
I do kind of go into that more. And
Okay.
stuff,
You know,
like,
we'll save it for later then.
I'm not gonna talk about all of them. Don't worry, but I do like go into a few of them.
Okay.
Some of them.
Don, who is Gokai Silver?
Ikari Guy, aka Gokai Silver, was your average superhero nerd living in the world of Super Sentai. Until one day, he jumped to the defense of a small girl who was going to be hit by a truck, and he died. And then 3 previously dead superheroes came to him and said, "Hey kid, you like dinosaurs? Here's a cell phone. You stick a key in it, and you can turn into any 6th Ranger from every previous Super Sentai team." For the audience members at home, Super Sentai is what Power Rangers is an adaptation of. So if you recognize this from Power Rangers, that's because it is Power Rangers. And basically, he joins the 35th Super Sentai team, who are a group of space pirates that also wield the ability to turn into every previous Super Sentai hero by collecting their keys and their hidden abilities. Guy is a super fan of superheroes, so what sets him apart from his contemporaries is not only is he from Earth and more familiar with the previous Sentai teams than our alien space pirates are, but he is a walking encyclopedia of everything Super Sentai. He knows all of their weapons, all of their arsenal, all of their origins, and their character details. So anything you can think of or find that a Super Sentai has done, Guy knows about it, and he's going to use it.
They're both big both big dorks. I gotcha.
Big dorks.
Dorks.
They would be into this. Like if these were real people we were discussing who'd win a fight between them, they would definitely want to be on the episode. They would definitely want to commentate on the episode with us.
Ampharos, that's a good question, but we probably shouldn't get into that because that'd be fucking lame, and that would ruin like half of the podcast. So we're not gonna address that right now.
We don't mention that character until it's time.
until it's time to lock in. Yeah.
It's a secret time. It's a secret device we'll use for later. Huh.
So Don, I know there are a few things you wanted to go into for Guy. Should we talk about Ben a little bit beforehand, or would you rather like kind of get the Guy stuff out of the way?
I'll introduce some basic concepts so that while I'm explaining this to the audience, they understand what the hell I'm talking about. Gokaiger, which is the team that he's a part of, is an anniversary season of Super Sentai. What this typically means for these kinds of shows is that they have abilities or powers they unlock that are related to previous Sentai teams. So whenever I mention an anniversary thing or a legacy power, that is him using the powers of a previous Sentai team. And there are other teams that use this. So there will be some points when I bring up abilities that certain teams have that they don't showcase because it's used by a different team utilizing their powers through legacy devices. And all of these legacy devices are interchangeable. We see in the Tsukaiser and Gokaiger crossover special that they can transform in between each other. And even if they couldn't, he could transform into these other teams that have these devices. So know that if you go doing your own research and you don't find these feats or abilities with these teams, it was probably in an anniversary season. The other thing I have to note is what counts as canon, and that's basically everything. If we were talking Kamen Rider, it might be different, but Super Sentai has never been especially stingy with what counts as canon or not. All of the crossovers with other Super Sentai seasons, crossover with other Toei tokusatsu like Kamen Rider or Metal Heroes and other such heroes, are more or less considered canon. This is seen when in series like Shinkenger and Zhu-Oger, Kamen Riders show up in the main episodes, or in Gokaiger itself, it canonizes every previous Super Sentai despite them having taken place in different universes. So, frankly, if Super Sentai is not worried about their canonicity or their cosmology, then neither am I. So I will be using everything that at least Guy and the other Gokaigers have been shown to use within official content, excluding, like, video games and stage shows.
Okay.
That's fair. All right.
I'm Ben 10.
Speaking of Ben 10, so it seems like the main appeal of this matchup and like the big thing about it that we're gonna get into is transformations. So I think we should start off by talking about like what are some abilities? What can Ben do with the Omnitrix? What are some aliens he has? Okay. Yada yada.
Well, on its own, there's not much super special about Ben. He has thrown hands if needed, but for some reason he doesn't usually do that. No idea why. He has used a sword and more notably a time cycle, which is a motorcycle that can travel through time. He also has extremely powerful will. His sheer goodness is able to overcome mind manipulation or possession, as seen when he fights against Zescare or Lord Transil. The big thing, though, is, of course, the Omnitrix, which can transform into a bunch of different aliens. I will not list them all, because we will be here for a long time if we do. But some notable ones include Gray Matter, who is the smartest thing ever, down to transform the user into the peak of the species. So he should be smarter than even Azimuth, who made the device. Feedback is able to effortlessly absorb and fire back any kind of energy, including a beam state to rewrite the universe, which is actually the multiverse. Clockwork can rewind and pause time. Way Big is big.
Way big.
Ghost Freak, the winner is way big. Ghost Freak and Big Chill can phase through things, possess and freeze things respectively. But more importantly, they're my two favorites, so I think they're boundless. Echo can clone himself a seemingly infinite amount of times, and the clones can't think independently of each other and can transform themselves. So this could just be one guy versus an entire army. There's of course a billion others. Humongosaur, big punchy guy. Forearms, big punchy guy. Heat Blast, Fireman. Swamp Fire's Fireman. Goop is silly and cool.
My
Waka
favorite.
Trout, the worst. Not a lot. But he also has Ultimate Aliens, which are even stronger versions of a few of his aliens. He does not have access to them anymore, but I had to bring them up because they're pretty popular and stuff. What he does have, though, is Sgurd, an alien parasite that takes the form of a green squid creature. So, like, I love representation. That's pretty cool. And he can copy DNA from physical beings and the Omnitrix, allowing Ben to mix abilities. We won't see a lot of this full potential since the show was canceled soon after. Notably, the Omnitrix grants some form of immortality to Ben, as the Omnitrix will not let Ben die, transforming him into whatever he'd need at the last second to keep him alive, and can even bring him back from being completely shattered. And yep, that's all the notable things about Ben and his transformations. I did not forget about anyone. No, nothing else to say.
Good.
Oh, hold on. I remember these action figures where like Swampfire has a sword. Why didn't you mention that?
Ah, frick! I forgot this. Oh, I was trying to hide my ultimate weapon.
The
My
Swampfire
X Factor,
sword.
if you
Yeah.
will.
You're gonna bring
Yeah,
up the toy where
Swampfire.
Heat Blast has a pet phoenix.
Stop! I'm trying to make this like seem fair. God.
I'm a huge fan of Beb Tem. Thanks for that. That's good. It's good. Beb
You're gonna
Tem.
vote against Beb Tem, guys? Huh? Beb Tem? You're gonna still vote for Gokai?
You for
Can we
Gore?
hear
You
about,
for Gore gray matter? I think maybe probably not. No, he
That was
said
the first
gray
alien I
matter. That was the
mentioned.
first one he mentioned.
That was the first one I said.
The only one I think he
Hey,
forgot was Wild Mutt, but there's nothing to bring up with Wild Mutt. Wild Mutt sucks.
And,
I forgot. I didn't forget any. I just like, what are the ones I need to mention, and also which of the ones are my two favorites? Because shout out to Big Chill and Ghost Freak.
I do like Big Chill a lot. I like Ghost Freak. Goop is my favorite. Don hates Goop though.
I also mentioned Goop. I
What?
mentioned Goop in like the little rundown.
Don fucking.
I don't
hates
hate Goop. Goop is just not a very useful one.
Goop.
Oh, anyways,
Okay,
let's
but, like-
can you hear about Gokai Silver now?
Yeah.
We how he stacks up.
So we have a lot of transformations for Ben. Probably a lot more we'll get into later. But what are some Sentai stuff like Guy has? Like what can he transform into?
So first and foremost, Guy has obviously Gokai Silver. His primary weapon in this form is a trident that can also transform into an anchor or a gun, and has a series of finishing moves that he can do by inserting a ranger key and throwing it, and it usually makes people explode. Notably, Guy specializes in using 6th Ranger keys. If you don't know, typically a Sentai team will have 5 members, and then a special 6th Ranger will come in and be way cooler and outshine them. He's the embodiment mostly of those, though primarily his power is made up of Time Ranger, 6th Ranger, Zhu Ranger, 6th Ranger, and Abba Rangers, which for the Power Rangers fans at home, that is Time Force, Mighty Morphin, and Dino Thunder. This also means that he can summon Gojujin, or /Goju Drill /Goju Rex. It comes as a drill-shaped submarine that can fly through the air and shoot lasers. It also comes in flavor Dinosaur and flavor Big Man, and can combine with the Megazord of the Gokaigers to become flavor Big Man with wings. Or split into all 3 at once and fire a big beam. But in being combined of their powers, it should have generally their same capabilities as well. Some of the other 6 Ranger forms that Guy likes to use are Dragon Ranger, who you may know as Tommy Oliver's Green Ranger form, which can reflect attacks, grow to giant size, and has a sword called Hellfried, which can emit many kinds of energy attacks. Mega Silver from Mega Rangers, another very notable one. The Mega Rangers they were meant to be used for outer space, but they ended up embodying technology and going into cyberspace. They can manipulate actual physical space by turning it into cyberspace and patch up holes in space. And most notably, each of them embodies a different piece of technology that allows them to manipulate tech they come into contact with. Mega Silver embodies all 5 of the other ones, and especially the microchip, meaning that any piece of technology he comes into contact with, he can manipulate freely. There's Time Fire, which is the 6th Ranger of the Time Rangers, who, upon, most Rangers have some kind of like sword, weapon, gun, whatever. The Time Rangers are notable because they can manipulate time to move at super speed, freeze people in time, or undo time-related abilities. They're also immune to being affected by time-based abilities. Shurikenger, who is the 6th Ranger of the ninja-based Hurricaneger team, can possess people, he can teleport, and Decker Break can punch at the speed of light. But a lot of them usually kind of just throw out energy balls or do cool weapon fighting and flippy-dippy stuff. But one of the more notable things that Guy has in his arsenal is, unlike the other Gokaigers, he can combine Ranger keys together to make entirely new combinations of powers. The 2 most notable times he did this were combining Go on Gold and Silver into one, so that he was 1 6th Ranger despite there being 2. Or when he mixed Gokai Red and Green to make a Gokai Christmas, literally just did it to say Merry Christmas. But the most powerful of them is the Anchor Key, which combines all 15 of the previous 6th Rangers before him into one key and turns him into Gokai Silver Gold mode, which can summon all of those other 6 Rangers to assist him as energy attacks, to assist him as like little hologram projections of themselves to help him fight, and can channel all of their powers at the same time. That is most of his basic arsenal.
Okay. Okay. That's a lot more than I expected. Okay.
I'm scratching the surface here.
Oh wow.
Let's keep
Okay.
moving.
Okay. I'm honestly unsure where to lead the conversation, because
We haven't talked about experience yet.
we can talk about
Okay,
experience. Sure.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. Okay.
How
Okay,
ex-
so,
Talk about
like I said,
experience.
yeah, how experienced is Ben?
Well, Ben has only had the Omnitrix for 6 years, 3061 of Factory and Ben 10,000. But Ben has fought and always defeated a wide variety of villains: Vilgax, the Scare, Dr. Animo, Albedo, Eon, Kevin, tons more. He's gained over 1 million aliens. We've only seen around 60 though. He's been across all of the world and the galaxy and dimensions and multiverses and blah blah blah. Big words for a show aimed at 7 years old. He's a skilled sword fighter and a martial artist. And going back to the Omnitrix, the way it works is that Ben always comes with the best version whenever it scans, giving him an edge in just about everything, just by being better than you, just instantly. And he's got a photographic memory. He's very cocky, but when he needs to, in a fight, he usually does kind of lock in. So yeah, he's pretty experienced in battles, even if he hasn't had the Omnitrix for that long.
Okay. What about Guy, Don?
Considering that each Super Sentai season typically takes place in the year that it was released, Guy would have been using Gokai Silver's powers for about 10 or 11 years now. Depends on how Gojuger ends up falling into the timeline, but as of Boon Boomger, which is the most recent season, that's the second newest one, and that's the last time we saw Gokaiger. It would be, I think, 11 years, because that's 2013 to 2024.
Okay.
Despite only picking up Gokai Silver's powers about halfway through Gokaiger, and basically having no experience in combat before that, most Super Sentai members, even if they don't have some amount of formal training, become combat experts when they transform. It's not quite like the Morphin Grid from Power Rangers, where it has like a pool of information that it can share between Rangers. It seems to more so just draw on whatever power source it is. And because Guy draws from the power source of every previous Super Sentai team, he can also draw upon their own skills. Many previous Super Sentai members have been masters of many kinds of physical martial art. One of his own teammates, Joe Gibkin, or Gokai Blue, is the greatest swordsman in the universe. He's been able to match several Kamen Riders and Metal Heroes as well that know many kinds of martial arts and are some of the greatest warriors from across the universe, across the galaxy. He's faced off against bounty hunters, space empires, a comparable team that he has crossed paths with and kept up with before the Zenkaigers actually fought just God once. and they even fought in Superhero Senki threat to go to not fucking Shotaro Ishinomori, the guy that made Kamen Rider. I'll get more into the specifics of that later, but needless to say, there are very few things Ben has faced that Guy has not come up against, and Guy has been doing it longer.
Okay. So it seems like Guy has a pretty substantial experience lead. Oh fuck. OBS. What are you doing? I didn't even touch my. Okay, hold on. OBS is being fucky, chat. Let me fix it. I got the black screen of death once again. Okay, hold on. Yippee. We're bringing it back. Chat. Hold on. Chat.
He's already here. He's erasing OBS. He's erasing the universe. He's coming for us.
He's pissed. He's pissed.
Dead.
Stripe.
Here.
Stripe.
Winner is Gokai Silver.
Reality includes OBS.
No.
Whenever something happens, I'm always the first to die. It's always me.
I don't know. It's been fucky. Okay, there we go. I fixed it, chat. It's back. It's fine. It's fine. We're all good and fine and good and fine. Okay, anyway. So I actually... fucking hell. I did actually have a fucking question about the Omnitrix and how it, like, works when it comes to...
Now it's the... Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So
catching up.
I wanted to ask about the Omnitrix and how it like works when it comes to DNA, right? So I'm assuming Guy is still a normal human. Like Sentais don't have like changed DNA, do they?
It depends on the Sentai team, but he's simply using their powers. He himself is still human.
Okay, so I was gonna ask if Ben could like scan. Well, I guess no, they're holograms. You said they were holograms. I was gonna say like if.
Yeah, when he summoned, it is again summoning their powers. It is not summoning them. If he were fighting one of the other Gokaigers, then he could potentially scan and transform into a copy of them, sort of. But it also, the way that the Gokaigers access their power is through technology. So Ben wouldn't be able to scan and copy that anyway. At best, he would be able to scan whatever inherent alien abilities whatever alien ranger that Guy turns into would have. So like the Kikonoids from Zenkaiger, for example, they are like robotic beings. They are aliens, but technically they don't really have any of their Zenkaiger powers, even if Guy turns into them. So Ben scanning them would only do so much for him.
Okay. So it doesn't seem like turning into any of like the Super Sentai stuff is gonna matter too much. Okay.
I do have a question.
Also, in character for Ben, he usually doesn't like scan the middle of a fight. It's usually after the character, after the fight is done, or it's just kind of done automatically. He realizes, oh, I got this new thing, cool.
Makes sense. Hold on.
Ben has a certain piece of technology on his
he does. That's an argument that I was going to get more into later, but the Deca Rangers, generally speaking, will defeat whatever enemies they come across by manipulating technology in different ways. And Deca Silver specifically is meant to be like the basis of all technology. So his bit is kind of just controlling technology. Think Cyborg from DC, but like not on that tier.
Okay.
So like so like what if Ben turned into Clockwork? Like would he
that's a little harder because I don't think Deca Break can directly manipulate mechanical beings if they're too sentient or if they're like a living thing. But if it's just like a weapon, then he's probably able to models. We haven't really seen the modern iteration of the Omnitrix interact with that, so I don't know exactly how that would play off of each other. I think it's a potential win con, but it's something that would need to be delved more into through proper research.
Okay.
It's not something that we can definitively say he can win via this, but it's something we can like.
Yeah, like I cannot with 100% certainty say that Deca Break could just turn the Omnitrix off.
My thing is like, doesn't the Omnitrix have like protocols and shit like in case of
it? It has protocols for a lot, but it has never saved it from being hacked.
Really? Okay.
I do. The Omnitrix is like I wouldn't say sentient, but it does have like a mind of its own. Hence why like whenever Ben, it always like transforms Ben to what it needs at the exact moment he needs it. Even when like Ben wants a different alien. So it's possible that it could like it knows it's fine if it's gonna get hacked. It can tell that like, oh, so this is gonna happen, and Ben will
Well,
get me
can
back
he even
eventually.
hack the Omnitrix if he's already transformed into an alien? Like,
I think they've messed with the Omnitrix before because that's what
No,
happened to Feedback. That's why Ben couldn't use him for so long, was because a galvanic mechamorph fucked with it.
oh,
This is like the first time it's ever been hacked, but when in the episode that like fully introduces Vilgax, he's I think he runs at Vilgax, and Vilgax like touches the Omnitrix and fricks with it with like technology stuff.
Yeah, he
and
just goes
that
beep beep boop boop
zaps him
boop.
out of, yeah, and then zaps him back into human form.
okay.
Okay, but and that's the first version of the Omnitrix, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, like that was the first time he's ever been like hacked. I was extremely inexperienced Ben. That was the weakest form of the Omnitrix we've ever seen.
I want to say one of the most recent times we saw it get actually hacked and messed with like that was in the Generator Rex crossover in Ultimate Alien, when Rex is able to like mess with it.
okay.
Okay, so it does seem like the
I do-
Omnitrix can be hacked.
Yeah, we just don't know if like the newest version, because even then that was during like the Ultimate Alien era. So there's a whole new show with.
I would also have to do more research into Mega Ranger to see just how complex of a thing that Mega Silver can fuck with.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. That makes sense.
Well, I guess this is one thing left to ask about.
I'm curious if chat has any questions. I'm like, so we did talk about experience. We talked about like transformations and stuff. I
I think Bradster has a very good point. Of goop is a very Don code word. Is this?
That's true.
Yeah, goop is a pretty me-coded word. I do like the alien. I just, for the sake of a debate, he doesn't really bring anything up, especially because he is the only one that comes in with a pre-built-in weakness of if you just push the button on the little UFO, he can't move anymore.
Well, I guess we have to talk about stats now. So, Stripe, talk about Alien X.
I literally.
You could talk about some stats aside from Alien X, and then we can get into their strongest stuff. We could do a little bit
The
of
way I
lead
have
in.
it is literally just Alien X. It's literally like
You didn't bring up anything else for the other aliens?
Alien X doesn't even have the biggest feat out of Ben's aliens.
No, I do talk about the other stuff, but like it applies to Alien X. That's
Okay,
At
okay.
least it's like stats, or I call it Alien X. So if you haven't heard of Alien X, while Ben's aliens can be at least universal in NFTL thanks to Accelerate constantly being silly and Jet Ray crossing those several light years and seconds, and the big universe blasts and stuff like that. Alien X is in a tier of its own. A being created with the combined minds of Ben and two other beings who have cosmic awareness of all other things and live in a pocket dimension, existing outside of time itself. Alien X can do almost anything: stop time, rewrite the universe, fly, teleport, control the minds of others, can destroy souls and even destroy non-existence, can create black holes, can create force field barriers, can change laws and even physics if he pleases. Has been stated to be able to take the power or form anything it wishes. He can regenerate from almost anything, and to fully destroy him, you have to destroy the ultimate pocket reality, where his ultimate personalities, Bellicus and Serena, are. It really is easy to say Alien X can do anything, and it really isn't that far off. He's near impossible to fully kill. He has basically every power you can think of, and he doesn't really need much to use his power, like when he simply raises his hand to defeat the entirety of the rooters, and when a fusion of him and another of Ben 10's top tier aliens, Atomics, flicks Vilgax out of the planet's atmosphere. Neither the rooters or Vilgax die, meaning they all scale with Alien X, since the other Ben aliens can fight them. They're all complex multiversal, baby! He scales to like complex multiversal stuff because he resets the entire hyperversal time stream, and he's done that a few times. Even with Feedback, who's simply weaker. And in the final episode, when he gets shot by the Annihilarg, and Ben's aliens flick to like every single alien he has before he goes and settles on on him.
Leonardo.
On feedback. Yeah, and of course there's like probably the most talked about scene in Omniverse at this point is the big universal rewrite scene where everything is destroyed, like the entire alternate like universe reality destroyed, even like the pocket dimension that exists outside of time. Belton's unit are, and Ben turns into Ben's already Alien X, and he I can't speak, resets it. And he's also faster than the Omnitrix, which is an analog's multiverse reset being before he could even activate. So he's like infinite speed or something like that. But Alien X is strong. The winner is Alien X.
Did you mention the Chronosapien time bomb?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chronosapien time bomb.
So, like,
the time bomb that
so,
it erases like every multiverse besides one, and there's infinite multiverses in Ben 10 and Clockwork universes.
So Ben should be
like,
complex multi, is what we're
Ben's
going with.
multi.
Okay.
Yes.
There's like 26 dimensional arguments for him. I know you guys don't buy it. If the audience wants to buy it, you can, because the winner is Ben 10.
Well,
But like,
where's Gokai Silver at?
All right, it's time for everyone's favorite portion of the video. Let's talk cosmology.
Goody.
So, there have been a few blogs in the past dedicated to this, and I've done a fair bit of my own research for it. The Toei Tokusatsu cosmology not only includes all of Super Sentai, but all of Kamen Rider. This also extends to the Metal Heroes, Android Kikaider, Kaiketsu Zubat, Inazuman Flash, a handful of other franchises. Maybe Precure, that one's a little trickier. But across all of these series, the multiverse has been stated several times to not only contain infinite universes, but those universes are consistently infinite in size. Each of them has an infinite number of branching timelines, breaking away from them, and infinite reflected mirror worlds. So for every one universe, there are two infinities attached to them, and there are an infinite number of these universes. So that is infinite double infinities as far as the cosmology is concerned for the basic stuff. Additionally, higher spatial dimensions are constantly referred to across the series, including Super Sentai seasons where villains will go into 5 or 6 dimensional spaces. But around 7 spatial dimensions is where it ends up getting to when all is said and done through, I believe, Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. Hey, that's my name. With a concept called the Ide, which exists above higher dimensional beings that view the rest of Kamen Rider functionally as fictional. Not reality over fiction in terms of outerversal, but in the same way that a 3D being views a 2D being, that type shit. And it goes up to 7-dimensional, 7D or complex multiversal. At the absolute highest, if you want to go with the same ends of 26-dimensional Alien X to really get it up there, Guy can be argued to scale to interpretations of superhero Senki and Kamen Rider Heisei Generations Forever, both of which feature the entire cast of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai facing off against people from our real world that view all of this cosmology as strictly fictional. This is also getting into Hikonen Sentai Akiba Ranger, the spin-off unofficial Sentai, with reality over fiction arguments, because all of that is also fictional to them, because they are people from our real world who are fans of the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider franchise, and they even have a higher dimension above them. So this is getting potentially into outerversal arguments, but that is the absolute highest end. I would personally put them closer to around 7-dimensional. As for speed, the Q Rangers were fighting a guy called Don Armage, who sends an attack throughout the entire galaxy in 1 second, which it gets to around trillions of times faster than light. And many, many Sentai villains have threatened to destroy the entire universe, which is stated to be infinite in size, a lot of them through attacks that spread across the infinite universe, which would mean infinite speed. But the Showa Riders, who are among the weaker end of Kamen Riders, are comparable to Kamen Rider Super 1, who has gone fast enough to move backwards in time. This is also consistent with Kamen Rider Kabuto, who, in his hyper form, can also move backward in time. I believe Gotchard has an immeasurable feat as well. All of this is stuff that Decade should scale to, and Gokai Red fought him. Gokai Red has fought Gokai Silver before, and if this wasn't enough, even stronger riders have been matched by the Zenkaigers, who are weaker than the Kira Majors, who, after years and years of the Gokaigers not being on screen, Gokai Red shows up and beat the Kira Majors by himself without transforming, and then beat their 6th Ranger without transforming. That is how much stronger the Gokaigers got. So scaling him to all of this cosmology, he realistically probably upscales a good bit. And this is also considering that Gokai Red can only keep up with base Gokai Silver. Gold mode is demonstrably more powerful, especially considering that most Sentai teams have crossed over and should be comparable to each other. The very fact that Gokai Silver Gold mode utilizes 16 Ranger powers at once makes him probably around 16 times stronger than his base form. So take all those numbers into what you will. As for Alien X's reality manipulation, comparable teams like the Zenkaigers have been able to keep up with foes that can rewrite reality, rewrite the laws of the universe, manipulate time, erase things from existence, yada yada yada. Basically everything that they have done, including, like, I think narrative fuckery in Superhero Senki and Kamen Rider Saber, is all stuff that Guy should either directly compare to himself or can harness the powers of people who have dealt with it before.
Okay.
Don, we get you on a non-comic episode.
Teen Titans Go, he gets to Outerversal. So the winner's Ben 10.
Teen Titans Go, yeah.
Yeah.
OKKO, yeah. Yeah. He scales to Sonic, yeah.
He goes inside. Yeah, he does that one commercial where he interacts with Superman. So, like, Superman scaling.
He does. Superman looks up to Ben 10.
Yeah. The winner is Ben 10.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Like,
So,
he's out of Versal, cosmology, cool. Go gadget, Superman.
fucking okay.
Anyways, so, what are your thoughts right now?
You know,
should we hear our conclusions? You guys say your final thoughts?
Straight at him. A pretty, like, solid, like, pretty simple, like, yeah, he's fucking, like, complex multi, might be 26-dimensional, maybe. And then Don came in here with fucking, like, 45 paragraphs worth of cosmology shit for Super Sentai.
I was engaged though, Don. I was really well put.
I was well put together.
No, Brad's just saying straight. I'm sorry.
No. Don't be spelling doom. Don't be spelling doom for him already. Come on. Okay. Fucking.
Wait. So I guess the question. So Gokai Silver does he resist just reality warping against when he's fighting like these other like cosmological beings and whatever, he just resists it.
Yeah, I mean, he fights a lot of people who, like, by their very existence, reality warp. Like, for example, the Gokaigers have directly fought Kamen Rider Decade, who by just like trying a little too hard causes realities to collapse around him and like tears open holes in space and time. And again, can harness the powers of can become the Zenkaigers who fought God, who not only created the universe, but the laws that exist within it, and they have resisted / harnessed the power to erase things from existence. They have, hold on, let me double check my notes. Yeah, a lot of reality fuckery from just like the God tiers through mostly Zenkaiger, Dawn Brothers, and Kamen Rider scaling.
Well, question is if it, because obviously I'm sure he's fought people with like reality warping powers, but has he like directly like resisted the effects of reality warping?
He has not, but the people he can turn into have, and if he's harnessing their powers, he should be able to replicate the same thing.
Okay,
gotcha.
Okay.
Does he like does he have like a go-to transformation, and does that go-to transformation resist reality warping?
His go-to transformation is himself. But I mean, Alien X is not Ben's go-to transformation either, so.
That's also fair, but also I feel
There-
like the
Also,
way
the
all
fact
this
that
works, like,
these reality warping transformations that Guy can. These reality warping transformations that Guy can turn into, or reality warping resistant transformations he can turn into, he just sticks a key in his phone and then he transforms, and it's as simple as that. Whereas there is a misconception that Ben can freely control Alien X whenever he wants to. He still has to convince Bellicus and Serena. He has gotten better at it. We have only seen him do so without any trouble once, really. There is no reason to assume that that is the case every time, and the creators have outright said that he still does need to convince them to be able to use its powers. So if Alien X is a sitting duck there, then that's a problem.
Uh-oh.
And there's also the fact that Guy is probably just a lot faster and a lot stronger, even just as Gokai Silver, by massively upscaling where he was during Gokaiger and during Superhero Taisen.
Well, how fast is Ben?
So
think
Ben
they're both
scaling to infinite. Ben being put at infinite speed by the Omnitrix reacting to the Annihilarg, which was going to create a new universe, which is going to be infinite in size, is impressive. But again, there are characters who, in base form, are immeasurable that Guy should massively upscale to begin with. And immeasurable, if you don't know, faster than infinite. This is also 7D versus 5D. At least for as high as I'm willing to put them. Okay, 2060 versus Outerversal.
Outerversal Ben via Teen Titans Go. We can keep doing this.
We could, but we should move on to closing argument.
Yeah, the main thing is just I think Gokai Silver in his base is stronger than anything else Ben has, and fast enough, and has the tools to, like, if some shit is going to start happening, Guy knows about every single Super Sentai's abilities, so there's no abilities he's not going to think to use. He is an encyclopedia of everything they can do. There's nobody better equipped to utilize these powers than he is.
Gotcha. Oh, is that your closing argument, I guess, or like over? Or...
Yeah. My closing argument, more or less, is just that Gokai Silver is way too strong, way too fast, and equally as versatile at bare minimum than even Alien X is. So I think he's got this in the bag.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, also, even if he didn't have to convince Alien X, he can't be Alien X forever. Eventually, the Omnitrix will time him out.
Yeah.
Right. What's your argument?
So honestly, I'm a bit of a back foot because I don't know as much about Gokai as Don knows about Ben. But just from what I've talked about, Ben is quite possibly one of the most versatile characters in all fiction. Even in this debate, we only focus on Alien X. He's more incapable of doing basically anything, top of being nearly unkillable, immeasurably fast. Alien X, young Alien X. Gokai, unsurprisingly, taking silver in this fight because the winner is Benjamin Kirby Tennyson.
Ooh, get fucked. He got the pun in there, Don. He got the fucking pun in there. You got fucking nothing, Don. Ooh.
Oh,
the loser is Donovan.
Ooh, get fucked, Don. You got fucked.
The winner is Benjamin.
I didn't expect this one to be so short, but it probably does work out because I do got work soon. But okay. I'll start pulling up the fucking chat, I guess. The chat poll.
I didn't bring up, but Guy also can turn into at least one Kamen Rider and at least one Metal Hero, so he's not just limited to Sentai's either.
Okay.
Radical. Okay, well, frick you. In the I'll cross over. He can transform into freaking Grim.
He can transform into all the Cartoon Network characters in that. He fucking did that, yeah. Do y'all like what I put for the poll? Do y'all like what I put for the poll?
Hold on, I gotta pull it up. Hold on.
I put Beb Tim. Beb Tim, he's a kid.
Well, put a joke name for me, but do a serious thing for Gokai. Bias.
I couldn't think of anything funny for Gokai.
Okay, so what's your guys'?
Okay, Nara, who are you voting for?
Okay, so ignoring stats, I think the thing that's selling me is that since Silver can turn into other Sentai who can like who actively resist rally warping, and also has a guy who can manipulate technology while the Omnitrix has shown multiple instances of it being like hacked into and like and whatnot. Even though the Omnitrix hasn't seen it, there's no doubt in my mind that it probably can still get hacked into. So my vote goes to Gokai Silver.
Fucking. I feel so bad. This oh. It's getting hot in here.
Give me my pity vote. I already lost the poll.
You know,
Give me my pity
yeah.
vote.
Okay, so here's my thing. Like, I'll give Stripe a pity vote. I feel bad. It does seem like Gokai Silver just outstats and then just is more willing to do half the shit. If you have to go through Bellicus and Serena to even fucking like put up a fight, then I think you lose. I'm sorry, Ben, but I'll give you a pity vote. Part of me wonders if this would be more interesting. Like, not if, I don't know, maybe not, but like if we give Ben like some of the weirder like crossovers and like everything, because it does seem like.
I don't know about the crossover specifically, but there are versions in canon of Ben with Omnitrixes that could do specific things that like might be worth looking into. I don't think the debate changes a whole lot. But if we want to get into the crazier crossover stuff, then
yeah, that's
like
part of my thing.
Things
It's
a little
like,
more.
It does seem like there would be more to talk about. Maybe if we look into
I
like,
did
more
admittedly
stuff.
bring up crossover stuff mostly as a joke. I will admit.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to like composite him, so you can give him like freaking Transform into Grim.
Well, it does seem like Gokai Silver is winning the poll, so the winner is Gokai Silver.
Yeah.
Super Sentai.
Freaking Ben 10 fans will scream from the rooftops that Ben wins every fight ever created, but the second there's actually a fight, they never show up. Freaking Ben 10 fans, I hate
You can include aliens like Anti-Gravitsla? Who the fuck is that?
Not even I know who that is. What?
Anti-Gravit Tesla. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking scrapped one, isn't it? That's not official.
Shut the fuck up, Adam. Get out.
Or maybe that's one from like the comics or something that was mentioned. At the very least, it doesn't matter.
I kind of knew going into this. Now that I can remove the persona, I knew going into this I was not going to win.
Super Sentai's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Super Sentai, but like, I know Dawn knows a lot about both, and he was super confident, and I was like, okay.
You at least gotta win. You at least gotta win with Hi Carly. You know.
Yeah, I'll always have iCarly, Andreas, and Skipper.
You were so confident you were gonna kick my ass, and look what happened.
No, I wasn't. I knew for a fact. Oh no, I'm gonna lose.
Okay, well.
Again.
Go ahead.
Everyone says Ben 10 wins every match, but the second you throw him in a versus debate,
no one actually goes for him.
That's really funny. I don't think there's ever been a versus debate. People are like, oh yeah, Ben.
He probably loses
like, no.
to Jaden. I'd be surprised if he fucking doesn't.
Yeah, this is Jaden. He loses to Green Lantern. He loses. I think he loses Tokyo at least. Loses to Superman.
Yeah. Well, next week.
Danny.
He does beat Danny. He should beat Danny. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean.
No.
Goku is still debatable because Goku is faster than the Omnitrix is and can just fucking annihilate Ben before he has a chance to transform into anything.
He loses to Family Guy Soundwave.
Yeah, I'm laying on the ground covered in scars, and then Ecto just rushes at me and just kicks me in the stomach.
Yeah, he's kicking the dead
horse.
horse.
You keep Goku's name out of your mouth.
Goku!
We need to do Yamcha versus Tien as a podcast. That's what we gotta do. Okay. Anyway, next week we'll be back. It'll be a day later than usual, just because next week they scheduled me a little bit early for work. But next podcast we're gonna talk about Kane from the Digital Circus. Oh, funny. Versus Alistair from Hazbin Hotel in the Helliverse. So until then, we'll be joined by the goat Larry Winwood, and Ghost will be back, and somebody else. We'll figure it out. But other than that, thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.